The extender, Gilbert, Scott Foster, officiating the game. He know the assignment.
Ball movement.
Hey, Scott, where's Scott?
He passes.
You'll see him in a second. He'll make his presence felt.
Oh, man, hell no. No.
On the line.
No, if Scott is here, it's extended. So let me go ahead and put the real jersey on so I don't look stupid.
When I was there, the league would come in, and if a team was up 2-0 or 3-0 in a series, they put the referees in a locker room, and they'd show us 15 or 20 plays that they wanted us to concentrate on that night in the game. And those plays always went for the team that was down in the series and against the team that was up. So that's how they would manipulate the series, so the games would go from 3-0 to 3-1, 3-2. So it'd be a 6-7 game series.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Well, the Indiana Pacers were looking to take a commanding 3-1 lead. That did not happen. The OKC Thunder actually tied the series 2-2, but it wasn't without a bit of controversy. Now, as you saw, Gilbert Arenas actually made jokes about, Scott Foster being the extender of the series. And Gilbert wasn't the only one that actually felt that way. And, if you watch the game, there was actually plays that kind of said, it's kind of looking like they do want to extend this series. Now, Cuttino Mobley, former NBA player, he played and Scott Foster was refereeing during his time, and he doesn't seem to have any love for Scott Foster. He said, Scott Foster, looking right at this, you don't surprise me at all, Scott, and don't let him get into his feelings. You would see a teenager emotions from Clueless movie. So saying he really gets in his feelings instead of handling his business as a referee, he's overly emotional. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Scott Foster, you may remember the Tim Donaghy situation, right? Where, a referee was betting on games, had no business. And according to records, Tim Donaghy, he placed 134 phone calls to Scott Foster between October 2006 and April 2007. And these calls took place before and after games that Donaghy officiated and gambled on. The majority of these calls were brief, lasting less than 2 minutes. The calls were part of a period where Donaghy admitted to betting on games and passing game information to gamblers. He later pleaded guilty to felony charges related to these activities. During the same period, Foster and Donaghy also had 170 phone calls. Okay, that's according to the New York Times. That's wild. So the fact that Scott Foster still has a job, it's like, my gracious. Now, on top of that, this is what, Tim Donaghy said about, and this is well after he's been fired from the NBA, but this is what he said the NBA has them doing.
I think that, when I was there, that the league would come in, and if a team was up 2-0 or 3-0 in a series, they put the referees in a locker room, and they'd show us 15 or 20 plays that they wanted us to concentrate on that night in the game. And those plays always went for the team that was down in the series and against the team that was up. So that's how they would manipulate the series, so the games would go from 3-0 to 3-1, 3-2. So it'd be a 6-7 game series. I write about this. And in Houston, Jeff Van Gundy came out and said that he was told by a league official that, the referee was going to go out and crack down on certain calls in the game that night on Yao Ming. And they went out and did. And I think that they were up 2-0 in the series. Next thing you know, it was 2-2, and it was a 7-game series. So it's something that the league comes down and programs and trains the referees in these morning meetings of certain things that they really want you to concentrate on in a given night, and it goes for the team that's down in the series and against the team that's up.
Now that makes perfect sense when you look at some of these plays. Like, look at this play here. We're going to take a look at some plays. Now it's two many plays happen in the game to break them all down, but some just seem very blatant. Like this wraparound foul by Alex Caruso on Halliburton. I mean, that's a clear foul, okay? Like he doesn't look like he touches any ball whatsoever. He's hitting hand, arm, yet no call. You know what I'm saying? Like that's wild to me. Especially when you look at a play like this. Now look at here. Boom. Okay, that's a foul. But do you know that ended up being called a flagrant foul, not just a foul? I'm like, and guess who was at the helm of making that decision? You guessed it, Scott the Extender Foster. I mean, it just looks like, okay, he tried to, kind of block the ball and body him, obviously to kind of take the foul, but a flagrant foul? There was no wind up. I mean, I don't know. I'll let y'all make that decision, but that was one that looked crazy to me to make that call. Then you look at this play, and it's like, what? What is the man supposed to do? He didn't come down. He just went vertical. But he gets that foul call. He initiated the contact. By he, I mean Jalen Williams, the offensive player. He initiated the contact, jumped into him, then jumped out all the while, look at there. I mean, the defender stays vertical. He doesn't swipe down or anything. Like the defender, I don't think, maybe the refs didn't know. The defender can hold their ground. They don't have to move out of the way. You know what I'm saying? And then you see this play here, Lou Dort. I mean, come on. Something has to be called. You can't just shove the man out of the way. He gets to get up. I mean, that and Foster, nothing happened. Not even necessarily like that, maybe not call a foul there, but at least issue a warning to both players. Don't just act like Lou Dort didn't just shove Tyrese Halliburton. Like, come on. And for the very last play, I mean, that shove off and travel. I mean, listen, Shai Gilgeous is a great player. He doesn't need that there. I mean, did it right in front of Scott Foster too. And he's like, nothing to see here. Great play, Shai. I mean, I'm sure there may have been some plays where OKC got the butt end of some things, but it was just seemed like it was too timely. It kind of reeks of what, Tim Donaghy was speaking about, where the NBA is kind of milking this whole situation with the NBA finals. Like they need this to be extended and not be a situation where Indiana goes up 3-1 with the potential to close out the series too early. But let me know what you guys think, man. Do you think, were you looking too much into this, that it was, pretty even game called or what have you? I don't know. I just feel like there was some plays, and then just looking at what was going on with the momentum of the game. Like I said, if you watch the game, it's like, that feels like a forced call, or wow, that feels like a forced no call. Let me know what you guys think, man. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I'm going to holler at you next time. Peace.